welcome to another edition of Horrible Hugh's Coffin Reviews. I am Horrible Hugh. This is my associate, Nails. Well, it's been a while since we've done a show, so I thought we'd do an old drive-in trick, and do a double feature. Sometimes you just can't entice people into the show with one bad movie. You gotta show them two bad movies. So, let's kick it off with Zombarella's House of Horrors. Trust me, they didn't. This supposed lost pirate TV show from the 90s has 3 short stories that are hosted by Zombarella, a girl who likes to do this a lot, while she talks about her feature film presentation, an anthology called Tales from the Mausoleum, made by noted B-movie filmmaker Fred Olen Wood. Well, my guess is if the director of Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, Fred Olen Ray, and the director of Plan 9 from Outer Space, Ed Wood, were to have a child, that would be Fred Olen Wood. That is one ugly kid. Our first story is called Computer Date, where some perverted guy who trolls the internet gets his comeuppance. Let's check it out.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Come on, you gotta have at least one favorite movie you enjoy watching.
Okay, Bride of Frankenstein, I guess.
That's a great one. I love that scene when...
Excuse me, I gotta go check the food. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem, babe. Fuck, I'm getting nowhere with this bitch. Looks like I'm gonna have to go to plan B. Why does this guy talk to himself while a supposed victim is standing in the next room? Yeah. At any rate, things take a swift turn for the would-be molester. Our next story has a sci-fi spin called Cosmic Desires, where a disgruntled wife dreams of making it with some super alien and goes through all the necessary procedures to make that happen.
Please, just tell me what I'm doing wrong. Chapter 13? I never got this far in the book. I guess I should have kept reading it.
No kidding. And our last tale is called The Doll. This one is about an unsuccessful ventriloquist grandpa who commits suicide. When his granddaughter and her friends stay at his house, they discover his possessed doll. This is easily my favorite story of the 3.
Sorry, Christy. I didn't mean to hurt you so bad. I thought about it afterwards, and you never said you were going steady with Hugh or anything, and I don't know. Maybe we could just share him?
Now see, this is dialogue that I can get behind. Anyway, all this is tied together with our host Zombarella, who likes to call people a worm quite a bit.
Hello, worms. We've got to take a quick break, worms. Welcome back, worms. Worms, 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 worms. Well, until next time, my little worms.
Intermixed with the movie are a bunch of trailers for a lot of movies that don't even exist, like Cannibal Vampire Call Girl Hookers from Outer Space 1, 2, and 3.
Vampire Call Girl Hookers.
Yeah.
From outer space.
And 900 ads that I'm just too scared to call.
I've been sent to detention so many times. I need somebody to straighten me out. So if you think you're up for the job, call 1-900-TEACH-ME.
Two of the shorts were written and one of them directed by the infamous Tim Ritter, maker of such movies as Truth or Dare, Creep, and many more. He even has a cameo in the episode that he directed called Cosmic Desires.
Open up, please. We're too late. Ma'am?
What the hell was wrong with that other cop? Probably better off we don't know. The guy in charge of putting this whole thing together, one of the writers and director, Tony Masiello. Tony not only made the movie, he started a company called SOVHorror.com. Tony digs up shot-on-video movies that saw limited and sometimes no release at all and exposes them to the unsuspecting public. He even has new movies shot on video. He takes movies that were shot on the dead video medium and releases them on the dying DVD medium. Well, with the recent virus attack, the drive-ins have made a healthy comeback. Due to social distancing, the drive-in is a big draw now. I just took my girlfriend to the drive-in the other night.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack.
Where the hell's the popcorn? I ate it. It was a grocery sack full of popcorn. You ate it all? Well, we stopped and got you that giant soda at the gas station. Well, it's all gone too. This movie is so sad. Yeah, I'll say it's sad. Sad that it ever got released. You just blow your nose in my face mask? I need to go pee. I can't leave the car without a face mask. Well, it's just a porta potty. I guess it'll be okay.
Do not step out of the vehicle without a face mask!
I gotta go pee.
Return to the vehicle while we release the hounds!
Man, they're really strict with their face mask policies.
You two in the back of the Impala, stop making out or I'll release the hounds. Keep your social distance. I will not warn you again. Sebastian, Claus, attack!
Man, I really have to pee. Can we leave early? This movie's going nowhere. No, the second feature just started, and I want to see it.
Jesus. What kind of people could be into this shit?
This Mountain Dew is warm.
There's no vomiting outside the vehicle. Sebastian, Claus, attack! Attack! Yeah, that wasn't a good night. How was that romantic? So, back to our movies. I knew Tony Masiello wouldn't respond to any traditional phone call, so I videotaped my questions and sent them to him. He sent me the tape back. That guy still hasn't found his head. You might need some help with that, I think. Do you find it a little odd that you're taking movies shot on the dead medium of video and releasing them on the dying medium of DVD?
Okay, so some people, actually a lot of people probably think I'm batshit crazy for wanting to release these movies that most people don't give a flying shit about. I mean, most people don't, and especially onto a dying format like DVD. You know, a lot of people have asked me, well, why don't you put these on Blu-ray? Why don't you, and do that, or why don't you focus on streaming? Streaming is where it's at. And me being a collector myself, I mean, I've always been a collector. I like having physical copies of movies. I'm not a huge fan of streaming myself. And so my company, I run it for people who are like me.
Is there any chance that Cannibal Vampire Call Girl Hookers from Outer Space will ever become an actual movie?
For the most part, those were always intended as trailers only, so we mainly just shot the gore scenes with some, sexy type scenes in there as well as, a few power lines here and there. But, part 3 in particular, we shot probably, I don't know, like 10 hours of footage for part 3 for a 5-minute trailer. I mean, there's so much gore and nudity in that part 3 specifically. I mean, I always laugh and joke about it that we should have just made a feature, that we worked as hard to make a feature, we just didn't shoot any dialogue. I'd love to do a feature-length version. At one point, we were going to make a feature-length version, but unfortunately that kind of fell apart. And I'm always looking for cast and crew, so I'm in San Diego, California. Please, people want to work with me, I would love to make a Cannibal Vampire Call Girl Hookers from Outer Space feature, so please look me up. Let's make this movie, guys. I want to do it, but I need your help. I can't do it alone, so please, yes.
Does Zombarella call you a worm?
Zombarella's called me a lot of things. I don't think she's ever called me a worm, though. She's probably called me an asshole, a jerk. She's probably, she's called me a friend, obviously. But no, Zombarella has yet to call me a worm. But she's welcome to call me one if she likes. She totally can. That's fine by me.
Hey, my tape! You can hear my entire interview with Tony Masiello on the Draculina podcast, where you can find several interviews from the last year. Listen to it anywhere you listen to podcasts, or you can go to my website, horriblehugh.com or draculina.com to find a direct link. Our second feature was shot on video back in 1990 by director David R. Williams, who was responsible for movies like Fright World and Red Scream Vampires. But Tony found a bootleg copy of an unreleased David R. Williams movie in a pile of disregarded VHS tapes. He painstakingly re-edited and re-released it to his company. I give you
Metal Noir.
In Metal Noir, Laurel, a woman working on her horror novel, rents a house with a sordid past.
Amanda! I think I'll cut her up into itty bitty pieces.
Although Laurel thinks the bizarre events of the previous owner might help inspire her writing, she ends up with major writer's block.
Hey Laurel, how's the novel going?
Oh, hi Mort. It's not. I don't know what the problem is. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you. It's just so frustrating.
Well, how far along are you?
I'm at the last chapter, and that's what's so frustrating. I just can't seem to get it wrapped up. I've never had a block like this.
Yes, Hugh not only has a bit part in this movie, he was also the director of photography and the editor on the original cut. He's gotten rave reviews. One reviewer said he looked just like Nick from Family Ties. Hey. Now all these events revolve around what happened with our friend with the spiked ring and the praising of some dark god we meet at the end of the movie. There are a lot of dreams and other weird stuff that will keep people interested, but there's also a lot of padding. There's a lot of walking, and walking, and walking. And also there's dialogue about the history of the house and a ridiculous speech about why Laurel can't write. This conversation goes on so long, it's painful. In fact, I'm going to play the Ghettysburg Address along with their discussion about Laurel's writer's block to see which one's longer.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation.
That government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Yes, the Ghettysburg Address is a shorter speech than the discussion about why Laurel has writer's block. My gripes about this movie is mainly its desperation to drag out the time to be a feature-length movie. Sandwiched between the time-killing shots are some cool special effects, some creepy characters, lots of blood, and despite some of the worst acting I've ever seen before.
I saw you were sleeping so soundly, I dressed and I left. I should have left a note, didn't think, sorry.
This movie is definitely worth a watch just for its uniqueness and the special effects by Wild Bill Meyer. Yes, with his movie making and his publishing career, I really thought we would have a tough time tracking down this obviously multi-millionaire personality. But I did get him on the phone. Mr. Gallagher, I just want to say how honored I am to speak to such a multi-talented individual. You don't know me. Yes, I was wondering how many millions you made acting in and shooting Metal Noir with director David R. Williams. Millions? He gave me pizza and bus fare home. But the bus ended up in Albuquerque. I lived there for 2 years trying to save up money to get home. But all the money you made with your publishing empire? Well, it got me this trash can, and a box of videos, and a lot of magazines. Hey, mister, you want to buy a Draculina?
Get a job, you bum.
Hey, he's got his own trash can. Everyone can't live a lavish life like Tim Ritter. Now, the real star of this movie is Charles Pinion. Charles made movies like Red Spirit Lake and Twisted Issues, but he took the lead acting part in Metal Noir and turns in a great performance.
The caretaker, Mom, for want of a better term.
The caretaker?
I take care of things while he's away.
Charles seems to be really political anymore on Facebook. It's no wonder he almost refused the part of Mr. Madley in Metal Noir when he heard who was supposed to play the Dark God. I got my hands on the scene that was removed from the movie.
You're mine, Laurel! Now and forever!
He refused to wear the mask. Speaking of masks, if anyone's interested in wearing masks still, you can get a Horrible Hugh mask, the Horrible Hugh t-shirt, or a free Horrible Hugh sticker at horriblehugh.com.
What's the coppers?
Well, this is getting as long as a Metal Noir walking scene. So I give both Zombarella House of Horrors and Metal Noir 3 coffins each. Now you can't stream these movies as you get, but you can buy them pretty cheap at sovhorror.com. I hope anyone watching this can take the time to check the site out, as I'm sure you'll find something there you like, as new movies are added all the time, and any sales will help Tony and his quest to keep Shot on Video alive. Also make sure you subscribe to the Draculina YouTube channel so we can keep making episodes of Horrible Hugh. I mean, you want to see more, don't you? And please share it with your friends on Bookface. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it. I'm kind of depressed about how Hugh Gallagher's life turned out. I mean, you don't know me.
Oh, no.